Thanks for checking out the PsycHope Self-Help podcast, now on YouTube. Our podcast launched on most major podcast directories back in December of 2022. And as of December 2023, we're making our episodes available for all the lovely people who prefer listening to podcasts on YouTube. There may be times when the dates don't match up, so thank you in advance for your understanding. Please refer to the video description for links to any resources discussed during the show. We'll be sure to point you in the right direction. Earlier this holiday season, the PsycHope Self-Help podcast hosted the 12 Days of Holiday Stress Relief Audio Summit. For 12 days straight, I had the honor of interviewing compassionate women, all thought leaders with a background in mental health, with the goal of understanding how they see holiday stress impact the women they serve. And I was sure to ask for all their tips on how to navigate the many forms that holiday stress can take. If you weren't able to join us live, then I have some good news for you. All the talks from the summit are waiting for you in our private podcast. Just head on over to psychope.com/12 days to get access to the 12 Days of Holiday Stress Relief Audio Summit private podcast. There's still plenty of time to listen to all the interviews and benefit from the insights and tips that were shared. Let us guide you through a transformative journey, helping you navigate the holiday hustle and reclaim the joy of the season. Again, please visit psychope.com/12 days to get your access to the summit, or just click the link in the show notes. Hello and welcome. You're listening to the PsycHope Self-Help podcast, a space for women where psychology illuminates paths to healing, hope, and personal growth. I'm Dr. Jennifer McManus, a clinical psychologist, and I'll be your host. Each episode, we'll explore a different way to use psychology to enhance emotional wellness. Hope you enjoy the show. Hey everyone, it's episode 15, and it's our final day of the 12 Days of Holiday Stress Relief. We've been exploring strategies to help with holiday stress through daily bite-sized episodes. Now, at the time this episode will be live, it'll be Christmas Eve, as Phoebe from the TV show Friends once said. This means Christmas is getting really close. And to all my Jewish listeners out there, Happy Hanukkah. So chances are you're already in the holiday festivities or getting ready for some sort of celebration very soon. For a lot of people, it might feel like crunch time, and this can be stressful. Some people may find that they're hard on themselves for even experiencing stress during the holidays. This might be due to the belief that it's the holidays and we all should, air quotes that you can't see, only feel happy and always have a magical time. Please know though, you're not alone in the experience of holiday stress. That's why on the 12th day of holiday stress relief, we're highlighting how social support can help during a challenging time of year. At the heart of today's quick tip is the value of talking to someone for support. By talking to someone who you trust about holiday stress, it can help decrease the negative feelings that come with stress. Even if we cannot immediately solve the problem behind the holiday stress we're experiencing, talking to a supportive person can be helpful. We often feel better by hearing that others are feeling heightened stress during the holiday season too. It reinforces what I mentioned a moment ago. If you're feeling stressed out during the holidays, you're not alone in that experience. Social support can come from friends, family, or colleagues or coworkers, but it can also come from a professional. Talking to a professional such as a psychologist or a psychotherapist can also help with stress management over the holiday season. Professionals such as myself are aware of the unique challenges people face during the holiday season and the heightened levels of stress that come with this time of year. Here on the PsycHope Self-Help podcast, we've been exploring general tips for holiday stress. When someone participates in their own therapy, though, the client gets individualized support customized to their unique needs and preferences. Sometimes we can manage stress on our own through self-help practices just fine. But other times we may benefit from talking to a professional, and that's okay. I want to remind you that it's understandable to feel stress levels start to rise during the holiday season. We don't have to let the stress get so overwhelming that it detracts from our enjoyment of the season, though. With a combination of stress relief strategies, having a holiday season filled with meaningful, even magical moments is entirely possible. So I'm keeping this episode short and sweet today because, well, I've got some Christmas presents to wrap. But before wrapping up, sorry, couldn't resist, I do want to thank you for joining the 12 Days of Holiday Stress Relief. The PsycHope Self-Help podcast is still really new, so it's exciting to see how many people have been tuning in. Looking at the early data available for this podcast, I see I have listeners all over the US and North America, plus listeners in Europe, South America, and Asia too. Don't worry, this is aggregate level data that the different places where you can listen to podcasts send to me. But what I really want to say about all this is it means a lot to me that so many people from all over the world have been lending me their ears. Now that the 12 days of holiday stress relief are coming to a close, I want to give you an idea of what to expect next from the podcast. We're going to be going back to full-size episodes, and on the next episode, I'll be offering guidance informed by psychology on setting meaningful New Year's resolutions. I'm not sure exactly when it's coming out, but it'll be sometime during that week between Christmas and New Year's when we don't really know what day it is or what we're supposed to be doing. It'll definitely be live wherever you listen to podcasts in time for New Year's Eve, though. So please be sure to follow or subscribe to the show, and then you can be notified when that episode and all future episodes are available. Once we get to the new year, you can expect weekly episodes from the PsycHope Self-Help podcast. It looks like they'll be going live for you early Monday mornings over here in the US time zones. The first episode of 2023 will focus on psychology-informed tips for making progress on self-improvement goals. That upcoming episode is intended to give you a little boost if you're doing New Year's resolutions, but really the tips I'll be sharing can be applied to personal goals any time of the year. After that, you'll be getting weekly full-size episodes on psychology-informed self-help interventions aimed at healing from life challenges and engaging in personal growth. Please feel free to reach out to the show with any suggestions of topics you'd like to hear covered on future episodes. You can find all the ways to contact the PsycHope Self-Help podcast in the show notes. Thanks again for listening, and happy holidays! The information shared on the PsycHope Self-Help podcast is done so with the understanding that it does not constitute professional help, nor is it a substitute for professional help. If you think you might benefit from more than self-help, there are resources listed in the show notes.